Hey y'all, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome back. Coming back to my live status. You know what I'm saying? I have a divinely channeled message for you today. No, I've been taking a break for a minute. For those who don't know me, I'm Divine Celiane. I am a highly empathic and gifted healer, seer, reader, teacher. I call myself the teacher of the teachers. And I had pulled some cards today that was leading to what I was going to talk about today. Now, first, let's get into it for a minute. All right, don't talk about my snuggie, okay? Don't talk about my One Piece. It is One Piece time. So, I'm coming to you comfortable. I hope you all be comfortable. And I hope you resonate with the message that I'm going to be giving to you. With that, let's get started. So, two cards that I pulled today are right action and trust. All right, this is what I'm getting. Many of you know that during these past 3 to 4 years, some of you 5, some of you a little longer, you have been going through an upheaval, okay? And some of you don't understand why you've had to go through this upheaval, okay? All right. So, many of you have walked through it. Many of you have learned most of the lessons. Now, we're toward the end of this, okay? And some of you in your spirit, because some of you in your conscious mind have, but some of you in your spirit and your subconscious haven't let go of the situation or the people. Now, this is what I mean. If you continue to get readings on these people or look at readings where you know it deals with these people, you're keeping the energy going and alive. You're going to have to cut that out. Okay? You're going to have to cut that out. That is not a right action. You don't have to just, at some point, drop the energy. Okay? Because the energy is latching on to you and you're not moving forward because this energy is latching on to you. I want to talk a little bit about right action because there's other components that go with right action, right? Which are right thought and right speech. And you may say, well, Divine, why is that important? Easy. You create the reality you're living in. And I know that is a trigger for a lot of people. I know. You're like, oh, so I told so-and-so to do that to me. I told so-and-so to cheat on me. I told so my boss to sit up there and no. Not what I mean. When we go through a situation, right, we see it in our mind. Some of us perseverate over it. Some of us hold on to it too much, right? What we don't realize, though, by doing that is we're recreating a loop and we're keeping the loop going. And then that loop gets deeper into the subconscious and the loop keeps going. Okay? No. Number one, no. Thought. Because thought drives what we do, right? That frequency, that vibration, those amplitudes, wavelengths, right? So if your thought is always there and you're expecting a different outcome, that's not going to work. Because even on the quantum level, you're making happen what you didn't want to happen. Speaking is spelling. Okay, y'all. So if certain things are happening in your life, you really have to be careful what you're speaking. Even in jest. I've said this in my videos. Even in jest, you have to be careful what you're speaking. You have to be careful what you're speaking. So all of that plays into the magic. Plays into the universe because the universe hears everything, right? So, everything, this card calls for everything that wants to go, let it go. Let it go. Please let it go. If it has told you it is not for you, if it has shown you it is not for you, and you're like, but I want, this is mine, this belongs to me, let it go. It has shown you, it has told you, not everything is for you. Let it go. If it's people, baby, I've told you about trying to encroach upon the will of other people. That is a huge universal law. No. And what does that say about you if you got to influence someone else's will in the first place to come to you? What does that say about you? That just says you're thirsty and you can't wait for what's for you, or you can't manifest and make what's for you, the situation, not the person. Okay. And I'm guilty of that too, because there's certain people you want, you try to, I get it. The other action to call for is trust. Now, with this situation that's been going on, okay, and that's ending, and a lot of us are on the end of, sometimes before we ascend high, we lose, we shed everything that had to do with the people, everything that had to do with the situation, everything that can be money, relationships, jobs, we shed, and we're sitting raw. And a lot of people cannot stand sitting raw. They can't even stand to see their programming, or they can't even stand to see their pain because it's just too much. Hence the addictions, right? I get it. I don't judge. Not my life to judge. So, but you have to have trust. There has to be, even if you're an atheist, okay, and someone who has left the church, well, it ain't about the church. It is about you and universal energy and your connection and your relationship. That is what it's about. Okay. Everybody wants to be connected to something. And it's really a point where, yes, you're driving the train, but there are some things outside of your control even you can't touch. You don't know the situation. You don't understand why. And sometimes it's for your greatest good. Sometimes it's to bring you lessons, which people say is for your greatest good. There you go. So you have to, and I'm going to say what triggers be, you're going to have to trust the process. I'm sorry. You just going to have to trust the process. You're going to have to. If you are using right speech, right thought, right action, okay, it should be no problem for you trusting what's coming for you or what's for you. There is always going to be challenging situations in your life. You can't sit up and just want the good, and you can't just sit up and be like, I'm just going to hide over here and I'm going to let life pass me by because I'm really not strong enough. Then why don't you get strong enough? Well, some people are just not made like that, for real. Whatever you think happens. Whatever you expect happens. So you're the one creating it. What's wrong with the creator then? They just in the wrong head and heart space? Oh, okay. That's all that says to me. I'm not hearing an I can't from you. You're giving yourself an I can't. I'm not hearing I can't from you. What I'm hearing is an I won't from you. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not strong enough. I don't know how. I'm not led to do that. I'm not in that space. I'm not. But yet you want the situation to change. How's it supposed to change? My loves, you have to have some type of courage to move forward. You do. You cannot. I'm so sorry. I'm going to speak on this. You cannot sit still and expect movement when you're static. And you're expecting something beyond you to move for you. Why? When you can do it yourself. I don't understand. No. You do. You move. You have to let the universe know I'm ready. And a lot of us are way stronger than we think we are. When we think we can't, baby. One step at a time. One step at a time. One chunk at a time. Right? I had to get that drilled into me by someone who's no longer a friend of mine. But I had to get that drilled into me. One chunk at a time. She used to say, we bite the elephant one chunk at a time. And I'm like, okay, because I've been trying to swallow the whole one. Because I'm tired of waiting for stuff, right? Then I had to realize, when you see better, you'll get better. And I'm like, oh. So then, how many of you have ever sat down and tried to visualize, trying to see better, and yet it's not clear? You can't really see, and that's not what your spirit wants to see. Your spirit wants to see something else, or it's going somewhere else. Well, then either you refocus and put it on what you want to see, or you create something new, or you pay attention to what it's trying to show you. Either way, you are in control of the train. You're co-piloting with spirit and universe, right? And it's given to you what you're asking, but you don't realize what you're asking on a constant basis. You're not checking it. You're not paying attention until something big happens and you're like, whoa, what happened? But you didn't realize you were creating it the whole time. Or you were letting someone create it for you, and that's what was coming in. So my loves, right action. After that thought, after that speech, even speaking has to be a right action. What you say, what you label and put on you. If you call yourself stupid, I'm a fool, I know. Then what are you putting on you? You're spelling on you. If someone's called you something and you repeat, oh, I'm this, you just said your word. Don't repeat the bad thing they said about you. You're spelling. I tell people all the time, if you really paid attention to life and you really pay attention to what you say about yourself, how you joke about yourself, over time, the universe gets mixed signals. And so this is where intention and emotion come in. And the universe is like, did they really say that about themselves? Oh, they were joking, but they still said it. And they're laughing about it. They attached a happiness onto it. So it must be the case. You're telling the universe what is up. If y'all understood the balancing act that has to happen to manifest you correctly, half the stuff you're saying you wouldn't do. Half of the judging. There was, oh my God, on YouTube. There was a Republican, and I have nothing against Republicans at all. Okay, but there was a Republican speaking in front of a Baphomet statue saying that freedom of speech is only for Republicans. And I laughed. Back in the day, I would have got triggered and said something else, but I laughed. Here's why. One, in front of which statue you said it. But number two, the judging. And it's funny because a lot of Republicans are Southerners, which don't want the government telling them what to do in the first place, but you're going to tell everybody else what to do. Double standard much? So I'm sitting up here and I'm laughing. And I'm saying to myself, these people are judging. That's why we have all these things on YouTube about how to be right. None of them say judgment. But people are judging. They're wondering why they're not manifesting, or they're manifesting bad. Your judgment you spoke is spelling. Your action said hate. What the hell do you think you're going to get? And it adds up. What did you think you're going to get? What? You thought in your judgment that you were going to get something positive? For real? Do you not see all the knowledge out there that tells you otherwise? And you're not paying attention? I can't get down with people like that. I'm sorry, y'all. I just want you to know you can't unknow, and all the knowledge is there. You're still going to be held accountable whether you look it up or not. The knowledge is there, y'all. So when you judge, you're superimposing someone else's fate on you, someone else's judgment on you, someone else's karma on you. You took it on because you decided to judge that person. You decided to be judge, jury, and executioner, which you are not allowed to be by any stretch of the imagination. So then you put yourself in a creative position, which means you are responsible for what that person is creating because you spoke on it. That's why they tell you, shut up. If you knew how deep the mechanisms run, you wouldn't say anything against anybody. Hence why I say use love. So I'm asking you right now, in trust, to trust love and trust your process. Trust what you're walking. Trust where you're going. Trust what you're doing is the right thing to do. And if your intuition tells you it's not the right thing to do, baby, get up and change it. It is a simple binary thought switch to change it. A 1 or a 0. That's it. If I'm not going to do this, I can do this. There may be another alternative. I can do this. It's your choice. And that is what you are judged on. Your choices that you make in every moment. Well, I didn't know I was doing that. I was your mind, your consciousness, your choices. You're responsible for them. So, make the right action. All right, my loves. I hope this helps. Hope it resonated with you. So glad to see you. So glad to be back. I love y'all. Please keep walking your path in authenticity. Keep walking toward love and let love walk with you. Toward your authenticity, your real self. Okay? And you don't let nobody come in and try to take that. All right, my love. I love you. You have a wonderful